In this video today, guys, I'm going to talk to you about Overstock, ticker OSTK, and I'm going to tell you why I believe this is undervalued and in prime position for 2023 to outperform. I'm Sam. I've been investing now in the stock market for over 5 years, and I've not seen much better than what we're going to talk about today. So grab some popcorn and let me take you through why I believe Overstock has such a huge opportunity this year. I've laid out a 5-step video format for you guys. Here's what I'm going to be covering. First, I'm going to break down what Overstock does, the value of the retail business, and why I believe the retail business has so much unrealized value. Number 2, we're going to get into those juicy financials, kind of break down the numbers for you guys, give you a clear view of Overstock's income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, and all the estimates for 2023 and beyond. Moving on to my third point, I'm going to tell you the secret within Overstock. Now, I believe this is the most exciting part. I think T0 and Bit Global, and there's 18 other businesses inside, and I believe they could dwarf the current valuation of Overstock. Number 4, the risks. Now, just like any company, risks are involved. So I'm going to outline these, just give you a few of my opinions and why I think they could be concerning for a company like Overstock. And fifth and finally, am I buying this? The most important question that everyone's thinking, am I buying it? I'll get into that later. Let's not waste any more time and get into what Overstock does. Overstock is an online home furnishing company that has fully transitioned and integrated entirely into the home furnishing sector, focusing on great value and amazing customer experience. In 2019, CEO Jonathan Johnson took over a few years back and has transformed this company into a profitable operation. Currently, they are based entirely in the US with plans to expand into Canada as in 2023, so there's certainly a lot of excitement about this company. Overstock has been competing in the retail space now for over 20 years with the likes of Amazon, Target, Wayfair and Bed Bath & Beyond. So what makes Overstock stand out to its competition? From a top high-level view, you probably can't see it. The beauty of Overstock lies in its lightweight inventory operations. It acts like a dropshipping company, where the supplier ships directly to the consumer and Overstock essentially charges just an added fee through its website. So let's break down the financials. Let's see the numbers behind my madness and why I think this company is far too cheap. So as we can see, the current market cap of Overstock is around $1.9 billion. It's volatile, so it can be anywhere between that range. The initial look at the revenue clearly shows they benefit from COVID, with revenue increasing over the last 2-3 years, kind of seen a steady decline. Now, breaking down their margins, this is much more interesting, as with revenue declining, their ability to remain profitable from transitioning to a cost-effective dropshipping method has allowed them to increase their margin and reduce their cost levels. Now moving towards the balance sheet, it's clear the cash position at over $400 million with debt of only $25 million is exactly what we want to see. From one point, we can see this as a good thing, as they can use this $400 million in cash as a lot of optionality. So we can use it for buybacks, mergers and acquisitions, a dividend potentially. The other interesting part of the assets, which we'll touch on a little bit later in this video, this is Overstock's blockchain empire, which is currently valued at $311 million on the balance sheet, and we own the 18 businesses within this. Now let's take a look at their cash flow position. Due to certain costs, such as the startup into T0, cash flow has been a little bit skewed. Jonathan Johnson has also been making buybacks of initially around $100 million last year, and I believe there's still $40 million left to buy back. To summarize, when breaking down all these three things, I believe Overstock's in a strong financial position. I believe their estimates are far too low, and I believe what we get in this business far outweighs what we could get in Wayfair or Bed Bath. So now my third point, the secret within Overstock. Overstock owns a company called Medici Ventures, in which we own 99% of it. A few years back, that had been spun off to a company called Pelion that manages that complete 18 businesses. So now let's talk all things T0. Now what is T0? T0 is a digital exchange that is fully regulated. Now let me say that again, it is fully regulated. Unlike its competition, FTX, Coinbase, and any other crypto exchange that you can think of that is unregulated. Now, what makes T0 so interesting is it essentially enables liquidity pools in secondary and primary markets. So what essentially happens is through tokenization and through the T0 wrapper, TZROP, this enables buyers and sellers through the blockchain technology. Through blockchain tokenization, essentially allows immediate transactions, hence why it's called T0. Where T0 can be implemented can be in real estate, stocks, wine, you name it, sports teams, anything. T0 can create liquidity through its tokenization and its platform. So you're probably thinking this all sounds extremely speculative. However, in my opinion, a huge competitive advantage is its SEC regulated. I'm sure, as you know, the SEC is clamping hard down on unregulated exchanges. And I think this is where T0 has a huge amount of potential, being already regulated. With David Goon at the helm, I believe scalability is going to be massive in T0 over the next few years, as I already believe it has started. As an Overstock holder, we own 55% of that. So now let's talk about Bit Global. So what do Bit Global do? Bit essentially operates in the CBDC space, centralized digital bank currencies. Now, how exactly do they make money? They essentially operate like Visa, in the sense that every transaction made, Bit takes a small fee from that transaction. Bit Global operates currently in around 7 regions, with their largest player being Nigeria. Now, Nigeria has 400 million people in its country, and through the transactions of Nigeria and Nigeria's eNaira platform alone, I believe Bit Global has a huge chance at dominating the industry. Now, with the Criteo acquisition, that has only increased their talent pool inside Bit. As an Overstock holder, as a Bit holder, we own 84% of this company. Now, 84% of this company, which I believe personally could scale up to another $10 billion business inside Overstock, I think we're looking at a right winner here. I think the adoption rate for CBDCs is going to be huge. So moving on now, let's talk about the risks. As just like any company, there are risks involved with this company. Now, number one, we're going to talk about the headwinds. The macroeconomic headwinds, such as the real estate market, which clearly can hinder Overstock's retail legacy business. In my personal opinion, I see this as a short-term headwind where interest rates are going to slowly change and inflation will cool off and demand for home retail is going to come back, as eventually people are going to start buying houses again and start re-home furnishing their homes. In my opinion, this is still a risk though short term, and this could impact price discovery over the next year. However, I think Overstock is perfectly positioned and they can deal with anything that's thrown at them. Secondly, these Medici Ventures being too speculative for Wall Street. Now, I believe this is certainly a problem. However, I think you need to be patient with this one. I think patience is going to reward Overstock holders. So another risk is Overstock's previous performance. Previously, Overstock had been unprofitable for a long time. However, I think this is unlikely due to their business model now and the lack of inventory they own. The other risk is how are these businesses going to be realized? Now, in my personal opinion, I think they could be realized through an IPO or a SPAC, and I think that's the only way we're going to really get some value in this business. If one of them spins off, it could be chaos, and we could see multiple reevaluations of all the 18 businesses within inside Overstock. So number 5, am I buying this? It's pretty obvious to say that yes, I am buying this. At 900 to a billion market cap with 400 million in cash, I think this stock is worth so much more. To summarize, I believe short term there could be some challenges with the retail business. However, because it's flexible and can withstand that tough environment due to its high cash position, I think it's got a great chance. Then when you add on top the Medici Ventures assets, with the scalability of those, I think we have some serious upside. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, share with your friends, and please subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next one.